All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle, elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I wanted to get into this real quick. The brother had said something here at camp. I want you to listen up, okay? And it reminded me of they cloned Tyrone, okay? Because you got 2/3 of our people who are following, these influencers and rappers, social media influencers, actors and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's seducing them.
If I may,
Okay, they're getting
what
influenced and
Esau's
seduced.
done
Okay,
with Jake now
so
is
let
mass
me just play
produce
what the
them
brother was saying
into
here.
a marketable commodity. You know, where that salt, you can't get those old singers of the past. Where they
Yup.
would bring. I'm just talking on the left hand side. But because the scripture is gonna come. The spiritual side will come with your Hawashai. We hear sighing and crying. But even on the left hand side, Jake has been turned into a soulless, marketable commodity,
Of course.
where the salt is really gone. The salt, the savor is gone. Yeah.
Yup. So that's what it is, man. And when I heard the brother say that through the spirit, first thought was in my head was they cloned Tyrone. Okay, and what happened with the clone Tyrone? They had another one. They had a whole bunch of clones of these niggas. Okay, set out for their you know, for their agenda. Okay, this is why you see the rappers like Lil Babies, the little this, the little that's, all these thoughts, all these how to make a pound cake, all this bullshit. Okay, they want Jake to stretch to that, go to that. Okay. So this is what I remembered here when I seen it. I said, "Oh yeah, they cloned Tyrone. That's the same shit." Okay, yeah, and they always sci-fi comedy slash comedy. They always try to throw it off as a joke, but really, that's their intentions. That's their thoughts. Okay, what they got against you. And yeah, you see this drunk alone. This girl got killed at some party, and I'm thinking to myself, why does it say under 18, 18 and something? But yet there's drinking there, and you got to be over 20 or something, whatever age it is. Okay, Babel, confusion. Okay, so let me go into this real quick. Okay, 2/3, mass production, 2/3, mass production, 2/3, man. That's all it is. 2/3 get influenced and seduced. Okay, the rappers, the actors, social media influencers, etc. Hence the term they clone Tyrone. Okay, so we'll get into this real quick. The Lord planted us to be a righteous people. Okay, Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 21. Yeah, I planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? Through all these media outlets that Esau Edom has allowed Jake to run rampant on. All right? And what do I mean by that? They support Jake talking about killing, selling the drugs. You know what I mean? Oh, I caught my brother's wife and I fucked her and this and that. They promote all the degenerate, you know, factors. They, promote that and push that on Jake. Yeah, you know what? You should commit adultery. Yeah, you should slang drugs. Yeah, you should buy some more guns to shoot your own brother down. Okay, all that degenerate bullshit is promoted by who? These actors, these entertainers, right? These people that Jake puts in such a high esteem. Okay, the stars, right, of Jake, as they would say. They use their, talent or whatnot, acting, rapping, dancing, whatnot, to guide these people. Okay, it's like, you know, all you sheep are being led to the slaughter, and you're dancing and piping to the song, and you don't even know it, and dancing and piping to your death, because that's what it is, a death culture. Okay, There's nothing. All these rappers out here killing each other. 2024, 2023, 2021, so on and so forth. Go back and look at how much these dumbass rappers died, man. You know, all over stupidness, man. And then you got two-thirds following these rappers, right, and killing off each other in these neighborhoods instead of linking together and passing the money around and making sure that it passed at least 20 times before it leaves our community. Okay, we're not here to do community building, but Jake is so fucking stupid. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Like, pass the money around. Well, his aunt does stuff with clothing. Okay, boom. Pass the money over there. I got a little clothes of him for my daughter and this and that, blah blah. But Jake don't think like that no more. Take it, throw it away, buy a new one. We'll make the money for it, right? Instead of saying, yeah, okay, let me pass it to your aunt there. She got a little clothing spot and she could do it. I'll shove the money to her. Boom. All right, bam. She gets, say you pay her $30 to do some garments. Now she takes that money, okay, sends it over to the mechanic, okay? The Israelite mechanic in the neighborhood. Something wrong, my car shaking there. Da, 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 da. All right, cool. Bam. Now he takes that money, right? And so on and so forth, man. He knows a little man down the way. His son wants to sing some reggae music. So he says, okay, you know what? Let's sing it to your uncle friend there. You have a studio. Take this little $30 and go and shuffle that to him. Now you have that man there. You say, you know what? I try to hold a little feast for the people them, a little barbecue thing, and ray. All right, me not say Rasta man there, and this story here. All right, there are people. Let me go shuffle that money over there. So Rasta man come with the juicy, with the juice and the oils and sugar cane and coconut, da 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 da, all the ito things, and all right, cool, and whatever else we get at the at the shop, the meats, whatever, and blah blah blah, the cold meats, seasoning, everything, right? So that's how you're supposed to, build your people up, okay? Not this social media stuff where they're pumping into you. That's poison, all right? That social media shit, these rappers, these actors, all of that shit is poison. And they're mass producing two-third jakes off of that poison there. And they're going back and they're doing the very same thing. Monkey see, monkey do. Okay? So we've become, well, our nation has become degenerate, you know, through wanting to be like these other heathens, having these entertainers and rappers and all these other guys set up in those positions. And you know what those people go for? They go for what the heathens got, right? So when you see that, they go for what the heathens got. Two-thirds desire to be like them. And the desires is really coming from aspirations and hopes to be like the heathen, live like the heathen, have no troubles and problems like the heathen. Okay? Sad thing, man. Broken identity. Okay? If you Jakes really knew who you were, man. Psalms 106 and verse 35. But they were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Okay? This is the thing that's being pumped into Jake, into our neighborhoods. The learning of the works of these heathen. Okay? And all of that is coming through those social media influencers, these rappers, because these people are paid and told what to do. The actors, you're going to play this role, you're going to do this, you're going to speak on that, here's the speech. Social media influencers, the same. Yeah? And the rappers, the very same. All right? This is what we want you to push this year. No, we ain't pushing that album. Make another one until we hear what's right. And then you got somebody coming up in the studio, guiding you through your dreams, okay? But they're really pushing their dreams on you. Okay, yo, the guys, I'll show you what they really want you to rap about, okay? And this is gonna be a hot album. How much times have we heard that? You know? This is gonna be a hot album to sell. If you just do this, and that. These entertainers talk about, these rappers talk about all the time. Okay? And if you go that way and start talking about certain people, you get cut off. Right? So, they're mingled among the heathen and learn their works. And that was a sneer onto them. Okay? This is why you see our people are always looking at these other nations and requiring to be like them. That's why these rappers, actors, social media, so on and so forth, those guys that they put up in Jake's world on a pedestal, Jake looks towards them with their head up, right? As their gods or their, on top of their game. To see, yeah, man, I would love that. This guy drives a Bugatti, he got a nice house, so much chicks, da 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 down the line and list. But do you hear the smut that's coming out of his mouth? Do you not see that his actions are of a degenerate? Do you not know who we are? Right? First Samuel chapter 8 and verse 5. And said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing despised Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto Yahweh. So you see, even from back then, our people are always looking out instead of looking in. Our people, that's why I made the quote about passing the money around within the house of Israel. Okay? Our people are always quick to go out there and spend money with others. Okay? That reminds me of the scripture. Jeremiah 2 is coming up a lot in this one. Why trimmest thy why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? And this is what Jake does, man. Instead of looking in, he's looking out to these other nations. Yeah, we want a king. We want, you see on the Ammon and them, they got king. Make us a king, right? This is something built in Jake. Instead of knowing the richness of thyself and knowing thyself, they're always looking out at somebody else and always wanting to be like them. Don't you know your greatness? Don't you know who you are? And once again, hence, you lose your identity. Well, you're going to be running everywhere else to look for an identity. So you can feel comfortable and say, that's you. This is me. Something you want to attach yourself to a long history of somebody else. Okay? Of somebody else. Meanwhile, you got the best history. Do you know who you are? You know what I'm saying? But no, they don't. Okay? So yeah, they're always requiring to be like the heathens, loving the heathens, wanting to do everything the heathens do, right? And this chapter here is actually a good chapter to read. But there's a point I've been going, say, the last couple of weeks, man, and probably like a month now. Because sometimes you read over some chapters, and you're like, oh man, I forgot this was in here, you know. But hey, that's the spirit. So when I was reading through this, I said, "Oh man, shit, forgot about this, man." Yeah. So let me go straight to the point. When you have chance, read it for yourself. Verse 14: that the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar. Second Maccabees chapter 4 and 14. But despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastening to be partakers of unlawful allowance in the place of exercise, after the game of discus, which is just in its name in itself, it's like a flat disc, oval disc that they would throw. How do you call that today? Shit, I forget the name of it today, but it's part of the Olympics, right? Track and field, right? The game of discus called them forth, and in the Greek is dikos, something like that. Um, and go fact check it. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose customs, okay, whose custom, Slakia, they followed so earnestly, and unto on Slakia, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things. Okay, so this is our people. Okay, the desire to be like the heathens. They want to, they want to take off that identity of being an Israelite and be whatever the fuck else these people say they are in the world. Right? They want to take on the identity of the world. Stop telling us that we're not black. We black Americans, We're not Hebrew Israelites. Stop telling us that, you know? They like this. Oh, we're Negroes. We're niggas. We're, rappers, that, blah, blah, blah. But they love all that bullshit, right? But when it comes to the truth, Galatians 4 and 16, we've become your enemy. So anyways, going back into Micah, Malachi, this is what they said in their heart. This is why they act and behave the way they do. Okay, Malachi chapter 3 and verse 13. Your words have been stout against me, saith Yahweh. Yea, ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve Yahweh, which is your power. Okay, and what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before Yahweh of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt Yahweh are even delivered. Okay, so they're looking out at the heathens and saying, yeah, man, look at these guys, man. They're having a good old time, you know? And here it is, we're over here suffering. No, man, I want to be like the heathens, right? I want peace in this world, right? I want my constellation in this world. Man, I want to die having nothing, right? So when you have these social, the rappers, the actors, all of them, they're social media influencers, actually, to tell you the truth, right? But when you have the rapper, actors, social media influencers, and all this stuff, right, set up there in front of Jake, Jake will desire to be like them. In fact, the scriptures clearly tell you that when we're speaking these words out there, there's a groaning within their spirit, because within their spirit, they still feel the licks and lashes of slavery, man. And somewhere in your spirit, you're still feeling the scar from all these generations. Even though the scriptures tell you that there's no remembrance of the former things, there's just something within your spirit that that is like scars, like a blot, okay? And you feel it. So Exodus chapter 6 and verse 9. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And this is what is a result of our people today, of slavery, right? The present slavery there. And all what we're going through the 60s, the lynchings, the hangings, right? And all this history being hung in front of us. This is what Esau Edom does, puts himself as the greatest. He is God, this, that, he can't do no bad, but then shows what he did to us in slavery and trying to portray us as a low, uh, uh, ins- ig- insignificant people when we're the Lord's people, okay? So this is what he does. So when you keep putting up those photos of slavery and your people being hung and lynched and roots and this and that, and Black History Month, 1 month in the fucking year, for everybody to be embarrassed in class, because our numbers weren't all that large in these, especially here in Canada, right? That feels like an embarrassment to you, because that's trying to say, oh, you're weak, we're strong. There was only a few of us to take over a whole bunch of you. And there was no explanation for Jake on how that happened. But the Spirit of the Lord was risen to give you that explanation on how that happened. And it happened by the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahushua on the left hand. Okay, he put those people in power. We went off, we were doing wickedness, and the Lord said, hey man, there's judgment for you, you know. And just the same way there's judgment for us, there's judgment for you other nations, and especially you, Esau, Edom. Okay? So dangling that shit in front of us every, year to remind us, slaves, keeping your damn positions. Okay? And then the 500-year damn advance that you guys got, right? Because Jake was always being held down, and these other nations, they got a good 200-year advance. All right? So don't fucking don't, hey, there's a lot that you fucking Edomites gotta pay for, and you other nations too. So that always being dangled in your face always reminds you, and there's something in your spirit that feels it, man. But they hearken not unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage. And we're coming in the stead, like Moses, as a prophet, right? Declaring these things onto you. And guess what? Two-thirds they don't want to listen because they feel that, you know, anguish of spirit and the shit our people just went through and still is going through. Okay? So now, let's get into Jeremiah chapter 2. Yep. Did you change your gods? You know? That's why the Lord said, I planted you, you know, a noble and right, noble and holy and right seed. How the hell you turn into this degenerate? What the fuck is this? Uh, it's like you gave your woman a baby, 2, 3 years, 4 years, the baby's growing, and then all of a sudden you come back home and some fucking Chinese kid, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? What happened here? And the kid knows you by name, remembers everything. Remember we went to Canada's Wonderland and the ice cream slipped out of my hand and I was crying. And you were like, how the fuck this little look, man, I don't know who you are, what you are, what kind of shape shifted. This is exactly what the Lord is looking at us at. Like, what the hell? What the fuck? I planted it. I come back and this thing, you planted an orange tree, and all of a sudden the apple tree is there. Jeremiah chapter 2 and 11. Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit. Right. You're running after these other nations, seeking love from something that's not going to profit you. What profiting you is listening to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He says that his words are, let me get this real quick. Micah chapter 2 and 7. O thou that art named the house of Jacob, is the spirit of Yahweh stained? Are these his doings? Do not my words do good to him that walketh uprightly? Right. So if you're keeping these things, right, and you're following what Yahweh Shem Yahushua said unto you, it's going to profit you. Okay? It's for your good. All right, going back into this. Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit. Okay? And we're out there on the highways and byways looking for the elect at the end of the year, being weak, not clone Tyrone. Okay? Because the clone Tyrones, they're going to be out there running around looking for and to be like these other nations. Okay? That YOLO spirit is fully on them. It's like they got a factory where they're printing GMO, Big Shirley, and all the rest of them. And you know how that's being done through the production site, the rappers, the actors, these entertainers, these social media, these monologue, whatever the fuck, monologue people and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Fortune 500s. And Jake is just looking at it like, oh my God, I wish one day I could be like that. You know, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's fucking sad, man. You know, verse 13, where, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, right? They rejected the word. That's why don't be astonished when we go out there and they just walk on by. I said that I can't just yesterday, right? That these other nations will actually stop, ask questions, and look around and consider things, but Jake do not consider. Jake fully running after the heathens and their droppings. And look, the heathens are inquiring and looking and saying, "Hey, what is this?" Hmm. They show more interest in what we're doing than who it's for. Isn't that sad, man? And hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that could hold no water. All these different ass philosophies and shit. You know, you got, like I said, they're running after these other nations. I want to be Buddha. I want to be Islam. I want to be fucking, my head up my ass to Jesus Christ, right? It's sad, man. It's fucking sad. It angers us, and at the same time, it makes us, cry inside, you know, because we see the conditions of our people, and we understand what's going on here. The Lord gave us understanding what's going on here. Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 16. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of Yahweh, we will not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings, and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. This is why, going back to Jeremiah 7 and 16, if I'm not mistaken, tells you pray not for these people, right? And that's exactly why, because you don't see what they're doing in the streets of Jerusalem, in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then we had plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. Okay, but since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and we have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. Remember, they said that. Remember when we were in Egypt, we had all these things. It was better for us to be there. This is fucking crazy. Jake is fucking crazy. All right, nuts, lost, gone, done, gone to the Edos, man, lost in the sauce. All right, but yeah, we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth further on our own mouth. This is our people right now. And what are they doing? They're running on to these other philosophies, these other gods, which are no gods, and it doesn't profit them, right? And it's a sad thing. This is what happens when you clone Tyrone. You make these big influencers, and all of the 2/3 go following after them. Okay, and we're going through the results and why they're following after them, right? Because what we had plenty, okay, and we're well off and saw no evil. So how can we apply that today? When we tell you to lose everything and come into this truth, these people go, "Oh, you see, it's a cult." No, we're telling you to put off the world. All those things that you were into, to having desires of going out, I want a car, I want a big house, this and that. No, the Lord is telling us, be ye pilgrims upon the earth, man, because this isn't your settlement. This isn't the last stop. Transitory. Okay? And you have to have that mindset when you're in this truth, because you gotta know that everything here is temporal, dude, and it's not worth it. Going after your Lord and Savior, that is worth it. Okay? Don't waste your time running after this world, because you will lose your soul. But if I lose everything in this world, I will gain my soul with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and I will live. So they're going after material things, right? You see Jake, 2/3 Jake, these entertainers, they got their gold, their silver, their houses, their cars, the Bugattis, the everything of the other nations, right? That the other nations wear and prize and load after, right? So we it said that we had plenty of victuals and were well off and saw no evil, right? Every day is luxurious, drinking, popping bottles, parties, puffy parties, right? But it says that when we came to, serve Yahweh Shimei Shai, stop burning those, doing listening, stop doing all that shit that you were doing, right? They felt the pain. Because when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. As gold is tried in the fire, so men in adversity, right? Roughly phrasing. I just, trimmed it a little bit there, right? Because gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in that furnace of adversity, right? So either you say, you know what, I want to be tainted gold, be in the world then. You come to serve the Lord, you're going to walk through this fire, and there's going to be a refining. And that's where Jake don't like, because Jake looks back in the world and says, oh man, just like the Egypt thing. When they left out of Egypt, Numbers 11 and 5 around here, we remember the fish we did eat in Egypt freely, and the cucumbers, and the melon, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic, okay? But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing, there is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. Wow. It's evil even ungrateful for that. You still got something to yam on, but you go, man. I remember leeks, garlic, this, that, man. Fucking our people are fucked up, man, badly. Okay, let's go to Isaiah. We'll close out Isaiah chapter 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me. And whose counsel they take? They taken on the American life, the American way. Okay, Grecians, these Hellenistic Jews, right? Hellenian and Hellenistic Jews, man. But not of my spirit, Slakia, but not of me. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right? They YOLO spirit, man. Oh, the laws are done away with. Believe in Jesus Christ, and His blood will cover you. You know that confession box. All right, that type of spirit. That that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of Egypt and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Okay? Because you're going to be left desolate and confused. You join hand in hand with this man. Instead of trusting, cursed be the man that trusted in man. Well, blessed be the man that trusted in Yahweh. We trust in his words. We have faith, belief in his words. Therefore, we shall be rewarded our promise. We lost everything in this world to come to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? And still, doing the shedding, doing the cutting, like that cabal meat that they got up there, the beef that they cut off, they just turn it and they keep taking chunks off, okay? Keep perfecting ourselves. We're in the fire, right? We're constantly trying to perfect ourselves onto Yahweh Shemel Shai, trying to make ourselves complete, okay? Onto Yahweh Shemel Shai in the actions of our doings, you know what I mean? Changing of our minds, right? Because you got to be renewed in the mind and you got to constantly examine yourself, okay? So going back into this Jeremiah chapter, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. And that's what they're doing when they walk down to Egypt. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5. Thus saith Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from Yahweh. Verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh, and whose hope Yahweh is. And I was just speaking on that. Okay? So, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, man. And that's that Numbers 11 effect on you motherfuckers, because you trusting in the shadow of Egypt. Okay? And saying, oh man, see how good it is here? And actually, that's the effect of clone Tyrone. You know, you got Jake's all just running after the same damn thing. And it's destruction. It's not profit. It's destruction onto you. So 2/3, they're in that mindset, man. In mass production, just like the brother said, 2/3 get influenced and seduced. Okay, that's why it tells you that Manasseh seduced them to do more wicked and evil than these other nations, man. Wow. So, anyways, the rappers, actors, entertainers, social media influencers, etc. Hence the name they clone Tyrone, man. Okay, because all of them just running after. You got your young Mellies, you got your whatever movie that um one of these guys come out with, Training Day. You got niggas walking around trying to act like Denzel. Snowfall. You got niggas trying to walk around acting. Oh, Top Boy. You got niggas trying to walk around and have the characteristics and act like these niggas. Okay? Monkey see, monkey do. The Nicki Minaj's, the fucking horrors, all of them. Monkey see, monkey do. This is a personality disorder. Okay, they got personality disorders, man. Hence the clone Tyrone, man. They just make one. You're gonna have 50,000 in the population, 1 million in the population trying to be like this nigga. Old men gonna try. Oh, perfect example when Vibes Cartel came out. You know, he helped a lot of people in the community and whatnot in different years and whatnot. But check this out now. When he came out of jail, right? He went and got this orange bandana, right? And you see enough of the people. He could have come out with a purple bandana. He could have come out with any bandana. Anything the man move left, right, center, the people want to emulate. You understand? So you can have Michael Jackson come out now, or Michael Jordan, or any one of them. Michael Jackson, Tyson. You remember the song. You can have any one of them come out now and wearing a certain thing, and then next thing you know, the whole society, you see 1 million niggas trying to buy that and wear that, right? Trying to emulate that. Copycat,
Because if I may,
Yeah,
what what
absolutely.
It's
what
sad, man.
Esau's
It's
done
sad.
with Jake now
But they've
is
mass
mass
produced our
produced
people,
them
man. Let's hear what the brother had to say it again. And like I
into
said,
a
through these
marketable
actors, these
commodity.
rappers,
You
these
know,
entertainers and whatnot, yeah, the social media influencers, right? Yup, Jake buys everything. You see Eve with the weaves and thing. I remember there was it was either 12 million or 12 billion. I read it in the magazine that was spent on cosmetics. And you know who was the top runner at 8 billion or 8 million of that money? Jake, the so-called black woman. And the other 4 million or billion was just these other companies, or yeah, these other nations buying that shit and flipping it. I hope you understand that. I saw the gameplay. I said, wait, them niggas bought that shit, put it on the market for twice, 3 times as much, and Jake ate it up. You bought a $4 million. That was it. They invested 4 million or 4 billion and received out their billions. Okay, each. Let's just say the Chinese did it. Uh, um, Chinese, Africa, Italy, you know, Portugal, right? They all got their cut out of 8 billion. You understand what I'm trying to say?
into a marketable commodity.
They
You
doubled
know,
up.
where that
All
salt,
right,
you
let's
can't
just
get
put it that way.
those old singers of the past. Where they would bring. I'm just talking on the left hand side. But because the scripture is gonna come. The spiritual side will come with the Hawashai. We hear sighing and crying. But even on the left hand side, Jake has been turned into a soulless, marketable commodity,
Of course.
where the salt is really gone. The salt, the savor is gone.
That's it. That's it. Hence they clone Tyrone, man. Hence they clone Tyrone, man. Right? Hence they clone Tyrone, man. He got